What's going on, guys? I'm Dan. This is Scented Waters, and today, since Halloween is coming around the corner, I figure, you know what? There's a house named Halloween Man. Why don't I bring to you a few fragrances that they have for you? But before we go any further, how about you hit that like button, hit the subscribe, and hit that bell. So a few years ago, when I got into this fragrance thing, I actually watched a reviewer that put me onto this house. I mean, he pretty much praised it, saying that, hey, it's this type of fragrance, but for a cheaper price. And you know what? When I got my nose on it, I was not disappointed. So I figured I'd finally make a video on this brand and the 3 fragrances that I have from them. And the house I'm speaking about is Halloween Man. The 3 fragrances that I have in my collection that are from Halloween Man are Rock On, Halloween Man, and Halloween Man Shot. So I'm not going to go over notes when it comes to these 3 fragrances from Halloween Man because they're actually clones of other fragrances. So if you've already smelled them, you know the percent profile that these are giving off. First fragrance I'm going to show to you is actually one of the fragrances that my girl picked on her top 10 list, which is Halloween Man Rock On. This fragrance, when you smell it, it actually took a while for me to figure out what this smelled like, but it has, I think, a note of apple and cardamom. To me, I feel Rock On from Halloween Man pretty much imitates Versace Eros. But the only thing that I feel that this one lacks from this is the minty note that comes in Versace Eros. But this one I feel makes it a little bit more wearable, where people feel that this is more of a clubbing scent. This one's a little bit more everyday type of scent. You can go out, not even worry about being too cloying. I feel this one is actually a fresh take on this, and it once again, it just makes this a little bit more wearable than this. Are they exact identicals? I don't think so, but I feel that this one is a very close representation of this, where if you're out on a budget, this would actually work for you. To me, when I smell Rock On, it smells very fresh. I get the apple note and a little bit of creaminess, which is from the sandalwood, which is in the notes. But once again, I'm not going to go over notes with these 3 fragrances because they're pretty much imitations of other fragrances. This is actually a very good fragrance, a good all day type of fragrance. I wouldn't really wear it during the nighttime. It's more morning, afternoon, warm, spring, summertime weather. It works really good. The longevity on this was about 5 to 6 hours for me. It's very cheap. I think it runs under 30 bucks on fragrancenet.com. I personally think this is a good pickup for people that are on a budget, that don't have the money for Versace Eros and don't want the actual loudness of Versace Eros. This one would work great for you. Second from Halloween Man is actually named Halloween Man, which is one of the first fragrances I purchased from them, and I was not disappointed. This one is pretty much a clone of Paco Rabanne's 1 Million, and I think that all the notes were pretty much the same, except for I think 1 Million had, I think, orange note, but this one has a blood orange note. And honestly, this one, you can't go wrong with it. The longevity is actually pretty good, 6 to 7 hours for me at least. This fragrance, I feel you can't go wrong, especially if you like the 1 Million DNA or the 1 Million fragrance, the original fragrance. This for me smells 95-97% spot on to 1 Million. This one lasts for me like about 6 to 7 hours, no problem. You got that 1 Million vibe. It smells very good. I actually love it. This is actually my 3rd bottle of Halloween Man, and I think the next one that I purchase of this is going to be the bigger bottle, and it's actually one that I feel is going to stay in my collection. I'm not planning on buying 1 Million. Just going to stick with the Halloween Man. 3rd and final fragrance that I picked up from Halloween Man is Halloween Man Shot. Now, I've watched a few reviews. At one point, I couldn't tell what this smelled like, but it smelled very familiar to me. I watched Kubano's Halloween Man Shot fragrance review, and you know what? When I finally watched his, it actually struck that light bulb and said, why didn't I think about that? On opening, when you smell this, it smells like a version of YSL La Nuit de l'Homme. And I've also heard that it has a CH Men vibe. Either CH Men or CH Men Privé. I can't remember, but when you smell it at the beginning, you do get that La Nuit de l'Homme vibe, but with a little bit more masculinity of a dryness. And then honestly, when this dries down, it actually has a little bit more of a dry leather tone, but with a sweet vibe to it. Honestly, this is a very good pickup. Another good cheapie, I think 30 bucks or 32 bucks or below. And these fragrances from Halloween Man are actually a very good pickup. A very underrated house, even though they're a clone house, quote unquote. I don't know if that's how they're perceived as, but I see it as a clone house. Every fragrance that I've smelled from them have smelled like something else, but in a good quality. I feel Halloween Man, the house alone, is a great way to keep a budget and still smell great. Smell like other designer fragrances, but yet spend less dollars on them and still have good compliments and longevity. I feel this one right here worked for me for like about maybe 5 to 6 hours. I feel this one would work great for date nights, formal events, just the whole nighttime aspect. I wouldn't really say clubbing unless you're like in a serious, more mature, not too young club scenario. But this one actually is a very good fragrance. You can't go wrong. Halloween Man shot. So there you go, guys. That's my take on these 3 fragrances that I have from Halloween Man. Do you have any of these fragrances or any of their other fragrances? Let me know what you think about them. Comment below. Don't forget to hit the like button, the subscribe, and hit that bell. No matter how scary good these fragrances are from Halloween Man, they're just still scented water.